Okay. Well, I won't lie to you guys, that is not what I expected. I mean, it's only been a week since that last video was shot, and we're already well past 1,000 views. Now, I know in comparison for YouTube that isn't massive, but for me it means a lot. Like, that my video is actually getting a voice within the DBD community, whether that voice is big or small. It is a voice that is being heard by other members of the community, and I could not be happier to see that. Because to be fair, this is the furthest my channel has ever reached out across YouTube, and that makes me so happy. I mean, it's not completely by accident, you know, clickbait did kind of help, not gonna lie. But I just want to say thank you to everybody who watched the video, who left a comment, who supported, all the new subscribers who came in with it. I know it's not big and it's not a massive jump, but it's a step in the right direction for the channel, and you know, it makes me really happy to see it. Anyway, thanking you all, and aside from that, let's get into the meat of today's video. So, as part with this DBD and FNAF sandwich idea that we got going, that's a weird metaphor. So, after talking about the powers and ideas, I'm going to stick with Spring Boy, because a lot of you in the comments of the last video seem to prefer Springtrap over Glitchtrap as an idea, which I completely understand. Glitchtrap was more of a throwaway kind of premise of like, have you guys considered Glitchtrap as an idea? That's what it kind of was like. But yeah, we're going to be sticking with Spring Boy here. So, for the second video, I think we are going to probably go into perks. So, perks. We have them. We need more of them. Some need to be reworked. Some need to be tweaked. Some need to be completely removed from the game. But in terms of good old Spring Boy over here, I've been discussing with some people about what would work for Springtrap as both a character and DBD as a game. Starting with the first perk.
I always come back.
With every setback you face, you grow stronger, knowing that if you do not let up, your prey will escape. For every generator completed, gain a token. This token increases your movement speed by 1.5%. The max tokens stored are based on the perk's level, starting at 3, going to 4, and then 5. This would be Springtrap's level 30 perk. I know what it looks like. It would be awful paired up with Noed, but I do believe that Noed is especially counterable nowadays, despite my massive, detestable hatred for it as a perk. Not gonna lie, hashtag fuck Noed. But this is a perk that requires you to be losing the game, and you are giving up a perk slot to get faster as it goes on. In terms of synergy, I can see it working well with maybe Blood Warden, and that's roughly about, maybe even Remember Me, because it means they take longer to open exit gates, so you could patrol between both exit gates quite easily, and especially Fire Up. This and Fire Up would be disgusting combined together if they tweak Fire Up to make it a little better numbers wise. But in terms of balance, I'll let you guys be the judge of that in the comment section below. I also like this perk from not just a technical standpoint, but a character standpoint, as William as a character constantly keeps getting up from all his setbacks throughout the story of FNAF. Like, well, for starters, he dies and becomes Springtrap, and then he burns with Fazbear Fright and he comes back, and then he burns at the FNAF 6 location. And in the books, if the 5th blurb is to be believed, there's going to be the story of a man with gruesome burns on him and an iron will to live. And given the fact that William in the books was last seen on fire in a hospital gown, it could be that we finally get a continuation of what happened to him in the books. But what I'm trying to say with this is that William doesn't give up. As a matter of fact, he gets more persistent the harder things get. So I think this works with him well as a character, and so I think this would be a really good perk. And obviously, like I said, he'd get faster because he would refuse to give up. He doesn't want people to escape, so he'd get faster and more agitated as like the game got close to an end, because he understands that people are getting away. But I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Anyway, on to the next perk.
Hello? Hello?
The entity has blessed you with some training tapes to help you understand how things work within the strange realm. When a survivor begins working on a generator outside of your terror radius, the perk activates, as the training tape tells you that a generator is being working on, and how that you should deal with it. The generator is then highlighted in white to 4, 5 and 6 seconds depending on the level of the perk, and the perk has a cooldown of 75, 60 and 45 seconds depending on the level. Okay, I'm kind of guilty. This perk was just an excuse to see if Scott could get his voice in the game. I think it would be really hilarious to have Phone Guy in Dead by Daylight. I know it's very improbable, very unlikely to happen, but I can dream, right? Anyway, basically, I don't know if this perk is a little too OP, given the numbers might need a bit tweaking. But given the fact that survivors are becoming more and more aware of Discordance as a perk and how Discordance works, killers might need another detection perk like that. I know Surveillance also works and everything. I feel like this would be quite a very nice noob-friendly perk in a sense, especially if FNAF as a chapter would bring in loads of new players, especially a lot of players who wouldn't be, DBD might be their first ever competitive game, or, you know, you don't know with a game like FNAF. The audience used to be quite predictable, and now it's getting quite varied as a lot more aspects of it are coming, and new people are getting into it, and some people are leaving it, and, you know, but, like I said, it could just be a nice alternative to Discordance, although Discordance is god tier, but I generally think we could do with maybe one more info perk. Maybe the numbers need tweaking, I don't know. Anyway, I think you guys, honestly, should just tell me what you think in the comments. I loved hearing back from you in the last video. I'm going to take a quick minute to ask if you're new here, just to hit the subscribe button, because there was, like, obviously over 900 of you who watched the previous video who didn't, and I understand you might have just seen it, watched the video like, oh well, this isn't what I clicked for, which is fair. But if you like what we're doing here, please subscribe. I'm trying to upload on a weekly basis at the moment. It's a bit hard given I've got some external exams I'm working on. But yeah, if you're new, please subscribe. It would be much appreciated. Anyway, on to the third and final perk. One of your soon-to-be victims has such a burning passion to live. This passion is so strong that even after death they will find a way to complete the trial. You will become obsessed with the first survivor you hook. The survivor has a 5% increase in repair speeds, whilst every other survivor suffers from a minus 15% repair speed. Upon killing your obsession, everyone in the game trades their minus 15% for a plus 5% bonus. Now this perk obviously shares some similarities with Dying Light, as it encourages you actively to avoid your obsession, like a lot of obsession perks do now. But I think it would work really well as a slowdown perk, but also a perk that forces you as a killer to make many decisions. So basically, let's look at it as a scenario. Your obsession is working on a generator, but there are two other survivors working on another one. So you have to make a choice. Do you pick the two that are automatically slower, or do you go for the one that is faster? As well as, do you continue to slug your obsession, knowing they're probably going to get back up at a later date, and waste your time on that one person while the others can do gens? Or kill them and take the risk of having everybody else having their plus 5% movement speed? Also, this works really well in terms of FNAF lore, as the character, which is the one you shouldn't have killed, which is, I think, the canon name, well, obviously nothing's canon in FNAF, is it? Is Cassidy. So, Cassidy as a character is basically the person who puts William Afton in Ultimate Custom Night, and Ultimate Custom Night is basically William's personal hell. So, I think it would be really cool if we incorporated that into an obsession perk. Like, I know that obviously Cassidy wasn't William's first victim, that was obviously the puppet, but at the end of the day, you know, you don't want to be like waiting to hook another couple of survivors before you start getting this perks effect. You at least, you know, the worst we could do is probably put it on the first survivor you hook. So I think this would work really well from both a gameplay standpoint and a character standpoint. If you guys think it's too overpowered, or it's too weak, or it's too gimmicky, please let me know. but I genuinely think that as a concept I really like this, and this is probably the favourite out of my 3 perks. It's also probably the one you'd unlock last, given its game-changing potential, possibly. But yeah, I think the whole idea of having a survivor really affect the killer, and the killer has to make choices depending on who they're going after, could really make playing killer a bit more interesting, in terms of you've got to make split-second decisions, and it makes the game a little more fast-paced for you and slows it down a little more, because I think one of my major problems with Dead by Daylight is the speed of gens, but there's not much you can do about it besides run slow down perks and discordance. But honestly, if you guys can just leave your suggestions in the comments below how you tweak this perk or what you do, I'd be very happy to have a discussion like we did in the last video. Anyway, that's going to do it for me, so I just want to let you guys know that thank you all for the support. Stay tuned for next time when I talk about who the survivor would probably be. Also, don't worry, I am eventually returning back to the road to rank 1. Rank reset currently re-happened, so I'm getting back up to there, and then I'm going to probably record some of that at a later date. Honestly, in terms of adversaries for Spring Boy, I have maybe 2, maybe 3 ideas, maybe? We'll have to see how that goes. Anyway, thank you to all who supported the last video. Why not consider subscribing if you're new to the channel? Don't forget to like this video, and please, I love to see your suggestions in the comments. This has been the Ginger Gamer, and you know how this goes. I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.